Hey guys, it's Liz from Girl Meets Bujo. So the year is almost over and I'm happy to say that I actually used one bullet journal for the entire year, January through December, and I'm ready to start my next one. So before I do that, which is going to be my next video, I'm going to go through and just give you a flip through of this whole year. It's gonna just be me quickly kind of going over the whole bullet journal, and then that way my next video is gonna be setting up my new one. So it's kind of gonna be a combination of migrating my old information into the new one and also just coming up with new things and how to plan it and things like that. So hopefully it'll be helpful for you. But for right now, we're gonna do a flip through of my 2017 bullet journal. I hope you like it and Happy New Year. Okay, so I did want to show you that I decided to add the 2017 on the side. It kind of is coming off because I used my calligraphy like my dip pointed pen with white ink, so I might want to do something else with that, but I decided to catalog it just because I feel like the system worked for me, so I want to keep it going. So I did my flip out, which I ended up using quite frequently. The mood I didn't really use as much just because I started doing so many mood trackers that I just stopped following that. But yeah, let's just get going. So I did my key. This is my old key. I don't really like it so much, so I definitely have new plans for the next one. Make things happen was my quote for the year, and I really feel like it was relevant. I really referenced that a lot. Inhale confidence, exhale doubt was one of my favorite quotes. Here's my year at a glance. This was my future log / Calendex. I loved this format a lot. I did 6 months here and then another 6 months, and I felt like this is so amazing that I'm for sure using this in my second bullet journal. When did I last? This spread was really useful, but I think I'm going to actually modify it to be more beauty related. So I'll show you that in my next video. This was a bills due. I ended up not really using it as much though because I used my spreadsheet, which is a lot easier. Words Julius knows is my oldest son, so he was learning words. I wanted to keep track of it. Some more memories of him and his little brother. My first gratitude log. My first iteration of a mood tracker. I kind of like this idea, but it was just too much work. A coloring page, which was actually a mistake. That page was a mistake, so I put a coloring page in there. A journal, which I didn't really use that much. My projects page, which is all filled up, which is nice. Waiting on, which is like orders, which I think I'm going to change this to be more of a monthly thing rather than a collection. This was Instagram followers for my calligraphy page. I actually stopped keeping track because I'm not really focusing on that one too much. And this was a tracker that I did for that as well, which I think is a really pretty tracker, but I wasn't really keeping up with it, so I feel like it's just not really relevant anymore. This was an affection page towards my husband, just because I'm not really like a physically affectionate person, so I thought it would be nice to just kind of write it down and remind myself that's something that he really needs and really loves and appreciates, and so it's nice to kind of just have that reminder there. These were my goals from last year. I didn't really fulfill all of them, but whatever. And then now we're just going to kind of get into the weeklies. This was my layout for most of it. I decorate them differently, but that's essentially kind of what I did. I really liked this layout a lot. It was super cute with the banners. I kind of went back to this sort of concept later on in my journal, but I didn't really do that for a while. This was a master list of things that I wanted to get done in general that didn't really fit in any other of my collections. This was a list of birthday gifts I needed to get for that month, and then my kind of weeklies again. I really like to kind of change up. So for February, I did a full month calendar, which I thought was really pretty, but it wasn't something that I found very useful, so I stopped doing that. This was the second version of my mood tracker, which was kind of this chart, which I actually used this one quite a bit, and then I changed it up later. YouTube tracker, love notes. I stopped keeping track of that, but I did that. This was my very first Girl Meets Bujo Instagram follower, and YouTube subscriber tracker. So it's all filled out, which is really nice. This is kind of what I did with my calligraphy tracker, my Instagram tracker, but this was for both of them. And you can see that this one was blue and this one was pink. I just feel like it's not really super useful for me to track all those things, so I didn't continue doing that. I really like this layout a lot. This was really pretty with the leaves. This week I went on vacation, so there was like nothing there. And then here were just some notes that I had. I wanted to practice doing some flowers, which I really like that one a lot. This is my February gratitude page, which I was really happy about because I changed it from the list to like a kind of just free-flowing page, which I really liked a lot more, and I continued with this. I really love a dirty martini, so I decided to find the perfect recipe and keep it in here, and I reference it all the time. If anyone else loves a dirty martini, try this recipe. It is perfect. I did get it a little smudged, but whatever. So this is a different layout I tried out with this kind of middle stripe. I didn't like this because it's so tiny. Later on you'll see I changed it to be much bigger and wider, and I really like that more, but this one was way too tiny and just not useful. This is like my Arizona versus California list. I was doing a pro-con list because we were thinking of moving, but we stayed in California. Here I tried to do different headers. I was kind of practicing, and I wanted to integrate that into my bullet journal. This was just kind of like a meeting that I had, some meeting notes. So for March, I found these cool transfer letters. I think I got them at Target in the dollar bin. Super cute, I love those. This is that mood tracker, the same format, but vertical instead of horizontal. And so here you can see that I'm doing like a mood tracker. And I also did a flip out in the back, so you'll see it corresponds. Then we have these cute little gold stickers. Another gratitude. This is my gratitude, I think, for March. And then this was really popular. I was moving, so I took like an inventory of all of my pieces of furniture and what their dimensions were, which really helped me in kind of figuring out layouts of the rooms, especially for the boys' room, because I needed to fit a lot more furniture since they were now sharing a room and they were previously not. So that was really helpful. If you're ever moving, I suggest trying that. It's really useful. This was a tracker because I was going to get a new computer, but my husband ended up getting me one, so the tracker was useless. I really love this one. The color scheme of this is really pretty. And then, oh, here is just information for our new house. I covered that up because it's private. My other Instagram tracker for Girl Meets Bujo, I filled out the YouTube subscribers, which is nice, but now the Instagram followers, I need to kind of keep up with that. I wanted to bring some yellow in. Here's some more notes about just a channel, like a YouTube channel thing, some notes for my son. And then here are kind of like that same layout of like the weekly and then my notes and my trackers. YouTube video ideas. This was my shopping list for my home because when we moved, I wanted to make sure that I hit kind of every area. So that was actually really useful because I got to kind of see like from each specific store what I needed. I really liked this layout a lot. This was like the gemstones. That was a lot of fun to do. And then here's April, a different version of my mood tracker. This one I kind of liked because it didn't have like a specific amount of slots to go into. I gave myself enough room for the whole month, but then it wasn't really like, I didn't feel like I was missing any days because it was just stacked on top of one another. So that was kind of nice. It gave me less pressure. Another weekly. Here's another gratitude page. This one wasn't too full, so I should probably have done something more with that. So here's where I was trying to kind of change that layout again. And I did like this just because that specific week I didn't have a whole lot going on. But if I did have more going on, this probably would not have worked, which is why my future ones would have worked. And then these in red are all of my Calendex reminders. So that's what these numbers represent. Is like, for instance, this one on page 92, I would find it, I don't know, somewhere in here. Great, there's 92. So when I get to May 12th, I'm like, oh, there's something on page 92 I need to remember. And then I go, oh, May 12th, cancel Amazon Prime, which is funny because I actually reinstated my Amazon Prime, so why would I cancel it? Here's another fun layout. This one was really more just artistic. it wasn't useful at all because you can see everything's like super cramped. And this one didn't even fit at all in the circle. So not practical for that week. Maybe for another week where I had nothing going on, but that one was not practical. Some preschool kind of researching. So we're in May now. I started doing a month at a glance, which I really, really liked. And I did personal/work. I work from home, so I don't really need this so much, but it was kind of nice to have that split up. And then my mood trackers, I was keeping that same idea, just smaller and more condensed. I was still doing quite a few different moods, as you can tell. I definitely streamlined that later. And then this was my gratitude page for that month. A really, really clean, really simple layout. This is probably one of my favorite layouts. Here you can see I kind of did that again. I really like it because it's like easy on the eyes. This one was kind of fun, but that week I didn't have much going on. And then this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise is actually a healthy morning habit that I learned from pickuplimes.com, which I really, really, really liked because it helps me kind of just to like take a moment and realize like how I can start my day better. This was just kind of a testing of like different markers over pens. And then this layout was really weird. I think it looks cool, but it's a little busy and I don't really like it too busy, so I didn't use that one ever again. Here's that same layout again I tried to do. So in June, I really continued with the month at a glance. I liked that a lot. I was starting to separate the weeks, so I knew where that went visually. So I liked how that came out. I started keeping track of my sleep, which I think was really good. I liked keeping track of my sleep, but I'm not really reliable on that, so I feel like I need to do that more. This one I didn't like this one at all. This one's really pretty. Some more washi tape. I love this washi tape. It's so cute. I actually got it from a giveaway, so I don't even know where it's from, but it's one of my favorite ones. And then this was the collaborations I was trying to do with styled shoots for my calligraphy shop. My sleep training log for my son, which actually ended up not even being anything because he's totally doing a different schedule. This is a pocket that I threw in here. I was really just doing that for a video, but I kind of liked having that. My calligraphy workshop, this is kind of all the details I had about doing that. And then here's some more weeklies. This one I kind of liked because it was a little bit more open and free. And it worked really nicely. I think it worked because I did the headers in pink. If I did them in black, it would just be too monochromatic for me. This one, you can see I kind of got lazy and didn't fill out the rest of it. I think it would have looked really cool if I did, but my week got away from me that time. This one's super simple. I like this layout a lot, actually. Back to the same one. This one, the colors are absolutely hideous. I don't know what I was thinking with this. That's ugly. I love this one. This one is one of my favorite ones for sure, just because of the shadowing and stuff. I think it's super pretty, and I think I'm going to do this one again. And then this one was really, really simple. I decided not to put any trackers and just keep it super simple. I love how it looks. However, for practicality reasons, I do prefer having my mini calendar and my tracker. But I think it looks pretty. My other month at a glance here, I did not separate them between personal and work this time, but I think it worked out just fine. And then this is when I changed my mood trackers completely and I turned it into like, this was an ice cream themed month. So this was like a soft serve ice cream and every day was accounted for. So I didn't finish it, but I think it was looking pretty cute. That was fun. I was starting to get a little bit more artistic. And so you can see here that I'm doing that middle strip again, but it's still cramped. So I had to write really tiny. So this is still not even my favorite layout, but it's like getting there. You can see the progression of it. I was starting to prepare a Skillshare class, but I'd never finished that, so this was an outline for the kind of the beginnings of that. And then this is kind of just some more notes. Here I got a new pen, so I was just kind of practicing with it. I didn't have much going on that week. This one's like a super simple, like I had no time to plan that week, so that was really just like bare bones. I needed to get stuff done. This one is like another like pretty layout. So back in October, I did another artistic mood tracker, which I managed to fill out. That's like probably the first mood tracker I actually filled out for the entire month. Apparently I was really happy and also really productive that month, hence why it's filled out. I tried to keep track of my sleep, but that's kind of like not that important to me anymore. I did a month at a glance here, and then another gratitude page, which I like. And then this one came out really pretty. So we're starting to get there. This one feels like a lot more streamlined and nice, which I really, really liked. Another weekly. And then this was like a what is it called? Beach body guide workout planner. I did not stick to that. So as pretty as it is, it was just a waste. But it looks good. And then I covered up my starting weight and ending weight because I didn't want to share that with the world. This was a giveaway that I did, so I just kind of put that in there. I really love this one. This is when I was getting into Zentangles, and this was so much fun to do. I started going nuts with these, and I just did them all the time because they're so pretty. So I actually did my next month a Zentangle theme because I just love them so much. I didn't have much going on that month, you can see. So I did kind of try to incorporate that idea with my mood tracker and sleep tracker, but the colors I think weren't really working out, so it kind of didn't really work so much. And then I tried to go with a monthly habit tracker, and I obviously did not enjoy that at all. I was like not keeping up with it, so from the rest of the month I just started doing it back on my weeklies because this was just like not getting paid attention to. So for me it did not work. Here is that kind of similar thing that I did in the previous layout. I really, really enjoy these flowers. This is my Girl Meets Buju subscribers. I put a little flower applique here, which I think is really pretty. Then here's kind of like a more Art Deco layout. My 30 Days to Minimalism. I'm still working on this. It was 30 days theoretically, but not in actual life, real life time. So I'm kind of going through this, and you can see the ones that I filled out kind of at my own schedule, at my own pace. These were some floral doodles I did, and then I'm planning my son's birthday party, so I have a few things that I still need to work on with that. I really love the flowers here. This one I actually did live on my Facebook page, so we kind of were talking while I set up that, which was really nice. This was just kind of some notes that I had for my doctor. These are some names that I lettered on my Facebook Live. This is like one of my favorite layouts. You can see this is kind of towards the end of the year. I love it. I have enough room to write everything, and it's super clean and has the little doodles on it, my to-do list, my next week, my tracker, my calendar. I fit everything, and it's so easy to read. This was my favorite one by far. So December we get into some snowflake themes. I had nothing going on. I mean, really, it's just like the most empty week ever. So I did some fun sleep tracker or mood tracker, but I didn't really keep up with those because I've been super busy this month. So I barely even had the time to do anything. I have a super messy gift tracker, but whatever, it works. So you can see here I kind of kept up with that same layout as before. It's not as pretty, but it's as effective, which is nice. Same layout again. Now it's the Hanukkah week. My family celebrates Hanukkah and Christmas, so I kind of represented both in my journal. This one was like I had no time to do this. It was the middle of the night. I just needed to get it done, so it's like sloppy, but I kind of like it. And then here's my Christmas one, which is I'm actually still on this week because I'm kind of finishing up my to-do list here, but I did some cute little like holly wreaths. And then here's my 2017 in review. I really, really, really liked having this page because it was kind of just like a free-flowing, like, these are things that happened this year. This is kind of like what happened in 2017. And then these are my plans for setting up my bullet journal coming up. So these are the things I want to keep, the things I want to add, and the things I want to change. So I'm going to go over all of this, of course, when we kind of go over in the next video. And then here is my mailing list for the holiday cards that I'm sending out. And that's it. So I actually do have just like a few pages left over, but I'm not going to use them. I was debating between finishing this with like the beginning of January, but it's going to be kind of weird to have like a journal start in February. I feel like that's just like bizarre. If it was a few more months, I would have kept it, but it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to just keep this for maybe pen practice or doodling practice or anything that I want to kind of do a video on. This will be nice and useful. And what I like is that I actually never knew this before, but somebody told me, and I realized that now there's preparation on the last like 8 pages. So whoever told me that, thank you, because that was mind-blowing. So yeah, that's it. that is my bullet journal. I hope you guys like it, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!